Engineering drawing in other industries. So far, we have learned various concepts of engineering drawing applied to discrete manufacturing. Now, let us understand application of engineering drawing in other industries. In this topic, you will learn how engineering drawing concepts are applied to electrical, electronics, and construction industries along with industry-specific examples. Heavy electrical industry. In the heavy electricals industry, an engineering drawing is a simple visual representation of the physical connections and physical layout of the electrical system or circuit. It shows how the electrical wires are interconnected and can also show where fixtures and components may be connected to the system. These diagrams do not depict items to scale, however, they are design information drawings. There are three main types of showing electrical circuits. They are wiring diagram, schematic diagram, pictorial diagram. Wiring diagram. A wiring diagram uses standard symbols of circuit components, systems, and wirings that clearly show the actual connections between elements of the system. A pictorial circuit diagram uses simple images of components, while a schematic diagram shows the components of the circuit as simplified standard symbols. Let us take an example of an electrical drawing for a HV electrical substation and see some of the various symbols or components depicted on it. Note, electrical drafters prepare wiring diagrams used by workers who erect, install, and repair heavy electrical equipment and machineries. We shall be discussing more about drawings in electrical industry in the advanced course on electrical engineering. Electronics and high-tech industry. Similar to the electrical industry, the high-tech industry also make extensive use of the electronic circuit diagrams and layouts. An electronic circuit diagram or a schematic diagram is a technical drawing of how to connect electronic components to get a certain function. Each electronic component has a symbol. For example, look at the image below. We can buy a light-dependent resistor, LDR, a potentiometer, a resistor, and an LED and a transistor. Then we can connect these on a breadboard by following the lines on the circuit diagram. I would then have a circuit that has the specific function that this diagram was made for. Nowadays, with complex functions and logic, instead of connecting the components through a wire, components are soldered to the interconnections which are created on the printed circuit board, that is PCB, to form a finished circuit. Based on the very nature of the input signal to any electronic circuit, it can be classified as analog circuit and digital circuit. Thus, the electronic diagram could be that of an analog circuit or a digital circuit. However, modern-day electronic circuit diagrams are more of an amalgamation of both and include both analog and digital tracks. Let's take an example of a basic electronic drawing picked from a car's electronic dashboard system and see some of the various symbols or components depicted on it. Note, we shall be discussing more about drawings in electronics industry in the advanced course on electronics engineering. Construction and civil engineering industry. In the construction and civil engineering industry, the engineering drawings can be of the following main types. general layout drawing, architectural drawing, structural drawing. General layout drawing or site plan. A general layout drawing or site plan is nothing but scale drawing which shows the uses and structures proposed for a parcel of land. General layout drawing is a plan showing below mentioned details. Boundary or property lines. Outline of existing and proposed buildings and structures. Distance between buildings and property lines, setbacks. Roads and driveways. Landscaped and green areas. Utilities locations. Note, these drawings are prepared by architect and are further utilized by MEP consultants, landscape designer to prepare their respective layout drawings. The drawing is also used by contractors for marking the components listed above the ground. The site design process is divided up into 3 sections: research phase, analysis phase, and synthesis phase. Output of a synthesis phase is a schematic design of a site plan as well as preliminary cost estimate for the site. Architectural working drawing of building. Architectural working drawings are commonly referred as set of working drawings as plans or blueprints. In fact, working drawings are part of the complete set of architectural plans. Architectural plans show below mentioned details. Title and legend sheet. Key plan or site plan showing the location of building in the layout. Floor plans showing grid lines, column locations, brickwork, opening or cutout floor finish levels. Roof plans shows details of headrooms, parapet wall, slope of finishes on roof to rainwater down, take pipe locations. Elevations shows details of features in plaster, grooves, offsets, paints, glazing, and levels of finished floors. Window and door schedules. Details and section views. Specifications, makes of finishes. Note, these drawings are prepared by architect and are further utilized by MEP consultants to prepare their respective detailed drawings. The drawing is used by contractors for execution and computation of raw materials quantities for procurement. Structural detailed drawings. The structural drawings are primarily focused on the load-carrying members of a structure. They outline the size and types of materials to be used. Structural drawings show below mentioned details. Title and legend sheet. Key plan or site plan showing location of building in the layout. Foundation and column layout showing grid lines distances. Schedule of footing showing sizes and reinforcements details. Column schedule showing details of reinforcements. Plinth beam layout and schedule showing reinforcement details. Roof beam layout and schedule showing reinforcement details. Slab layout and schedule showing reinforcement details. Specifications, concrete grade, lap length and development length details. Note: these drawings are prepared by registered professional structural engineers and are used further by architects to develop line-out drawings for demarcation of foundations on ground. The drawing is used by contractors for execution and computation of raw materials quantities for procurement. Note: we shall be discussing more about site design process in the advanced courses of civil engineering. Engineering drawing in other industries. After going through this topic, you would appreciate importance of engineering drawing to electrical, electronics and construction industries.